Hi, good morning everyone. Today is Thursday, January 28th. The time is around uh, 12, 12:04. The temperature in the greenhouse is 24 degrees centigrade. It's really cold outside. The temperature outside is -10. It's really cold, and there's snow, lots of snow around in the ground. And this is an update on my greenhouse and all the beautiful blooms that's currently on. So let's start with the blooms. I've had this on before. It's that's two Dendrobium nobly blooming in the corner. This one, I'm not sure what that white with the yellow lip is. I don't know if it's a nobly. I think it's a nobly also, but I got one beautiful big scented bloom. Here is my Chinese cymbidium. It's a miniature. It's got spikes in there, but they're very small right now inside that little bush. I've got some little tropical plants. There's an orange plant. There's a little cherry tree that I grew from a seed. There's my Christmas cactus. These all help to give more humidity in my greenhouse because the water drains out so quickly from it, dries up, that I keep water in it, and which is pretty good for the greenhouse. Here I have a Hawaiian bamboo orchid. Never bloomed for me as yet. I've had it 2 years from a little plantlet. Now it's pretty big with lots of little plants. This is a new cattleya. I bought quite a few cattleyas and other orchids in the past month. This is another new one, and it's another new one up there. Now this, I've had this for a little while. It's a phalaenopsis, and every time it blooms it gives me one funny beautiful daisy-like looking flower. And here's some mini flowers. They're very pretty and they bloom very lusciously. Here is I've had this for probably about 14 years, this plant. I've got lots of little plants from it. This one is a beautiful Oncidium. It's Oncidium Peggy Ruth Carpenter. It bloomed last year and I repotted, transplanted. That's a silk cotton tree over there. This is what we call shadow benny in Trinidad. Yep, I bought the plant, the leaves here in Toronto, and planted the tip of the leaf, the bottom, and I got this plant. Here's my Dendrobium phalaenopsis. It's been blooming for quite a while. Then I have this new variegated that I just bought, and the name of this is Dendrobium burranda jade. It's variegated. Here is Brassavola nodosa. It's finished blooming right now. There is a little phalaenopsis that I cut the stem off, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little node growing from the spike. See the span spike? There's a little node right there. Hoping that it grows up for me. Look how lush this Dendrobium fall is. This one is called epidendrum. It's an epidendrum. I don't know if I pronounced it right. I bought it it had 2 little plants in it, and look how big it is now. Look how beautiful the bloom is. It's small but very beautiful. It's a sequential bloomer, so there's another little bloom coming up there. This is another Dendrobium. It's no idea, I have to find it. It's very beautiful. This is the first time it's blooming for me. I got two blooms. Very beautiful. It's a little bit different color from the previous one. And look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous. It's a phalaenopsis. I bought this for this plant for $10 in summer of 2020. The blooms were almost spent, and look at it. It just bloomed for me. Spike is very long, and there's a little, yeah, look how big the leaves are. And then there's this one. This got 1, 2, 3 spikes with some branches on the spike. Look at that. Lots of blooms. Then there's this little one. These are all no-name phals. Beautiful. There's this one just started blooming. This one, first bloom started. It has tons of little buds, but it bloomed from the same old spike. Then I have that little phalaenopsis. It's kind of a different. It's not a miniature, and it's not a regular size. If you notice, the nodes are very close together, which is kind of unusual. This is a previously bloomed spike, and now it's blooming the same way. Tons of, not mini, not big. Here is a beautiful white with a sort of greenish, yellowish lip here. There's another one in the back there, just with a few buds. There's some noblies here. See how the sun is shining. Then there's this beauty here that has a beautiful smell. I've shown it before, but the color was different, sort of a reddish color. Now it's been a while and it's turned pink. Still smells really nicely. I have this, it's a lady slipper. I can't remember the name of it. The name is hidden in somewhere there, but it's never bloomed. I bought it as a tiny little seedling, one little seedling, and now it's so lush. Never got any blooms. I guess I have to do different things to try to get it to bloom. Then there's these ones hanging here. I don't know if it can show. This is I just got this from the mother plant. This is a epidendrum. This is a small vanda. There's another vanda there. There's phalaenopsis. I'm trying my hands at mountain orchids, phal, dendrobium phal. This little den phal, I had bought it in Hawaii, and about 3 years ago, and it's struggling for me, but I put it out in last summer 2020, and it started kind of giving me little plantlets. Now it's doing pretty good in the greenhouse. These are regular size cymbidium. I just got free cold burn, and I had to really cut it back. I think this here, I'm not sure if it's a bloom spike. See, I think it's a bloom spike because there's a little plant here. See, it's branching out as leaves, but that one have like a tip. That's another one, cymbidium. It got little bloom spikes in there. I've got tons of nobly, dendrobium nobly. Here, that doesn't have any spike this year. I've got this big, beautiful vanda, bought it in bloom, never bloomed with me. So now I'm trying to put it directly under the light to see if it will bloom. This is a nobly. Look how pretty yellow. It's a yellow with little pink tips and a darker yellow lip. I've got a few in this. Here's some more, but it's about 3 plants in that planter. It's in a bit of lava rock. And then that's a beautiful phalaenopsis. See, beautiful. And let's go further. There is a Hoya hanging. And this one, I just bought this also. It is name is somewhere in here. Let's see. It's Sidonphidenia metrata. I just bought it. It came in this little mount, and I mounted up on a tree trunk. The bark of the tree trunk. Let's hope it does well. This is a little a pap Jennifer Kalani. Yeah, I bought it quite small, and it's got two little one. It's got a little one with it. This is another Danfal. I haven't bloomed as yet. It's got a really nice, healthy looking plant. Oh, now these are beautiful. This is a darker shade yellow with a pinkish reddish lip. It's beautiful. Look at that. And then look at this one. It's a sort of a greenish with speckle lips. I don't know if you can see it properly, but it is, look at the spike in it. And it's really long. Then these are one of my favorites. These white with the pinkish lip. I just love these. I think they are so sweet. So nice. And this color of the Phalaenopsis, this is my absolute fave. I love this color. I don't know if you can really see the beauty of the color, but there's two plants here with blooms. These have really come through for me. These are all some I paid $10, some I paid $5. This is summer of 2020, and they all produce spikes and bloom it away nicely. This is a Cymbidium that I got as a tiny little plant, and it's doing pretty good. This one is a ground orchid. Let's see the name here. It is Phallocalanthe kryptonite. It's beautiful flowers. I think it's starting to send out little plants and little bloom spikes coming up also all over. Really nice. There is a Vanda. It's a pencil Vanda. I don't know what the real name is, but it bloomed once, just once for me, and trying to get it to bloom again. See, it's no leaves, it's just like pencil, and it's in lava rock with water in it, so it's growing in water culture really. And these are some new cattleyas that I bought. This one, and there's quite a bunch of new cats that I bought. All I put it up hanging, see. And this one, I would really like to get the name of this one. It's beautiful. It has a very tiny scent to it, and last year it gave me 2 blooms for the first time, and this year look how many. It's very pretty, scented, but it's so tiny and giving me blooms. I don't know exactly what it is. Yeah, and I guess that's it. And here again is the mother plant of the Oncidium Peggyruth Carpenter. It's a beautiful flower. There's no scent to it really when it blooms. However, it's really pretty. Here and there, it's my Dracula Vampira orchid. It dries out so quickly, so I made this little chamber and put it in. Sorry about this. And see, have it in sphagnum moss in this water bottle, and it's growing pretty nice. It used to dry it so quickly. It have no soda bulbs, so it without water it will die like instantly. So there's water in the bottom, and there's sphagnum moss that I repotted it in. Yep, hoping that I'll get some blooms. Yep, so I think that's my update for now. But sorry about all the shaking. There's the blooms, all the pretty blooms. I love spending time in this greenhouse. I just love it. It relaxes me so much. And I'm trying to make my own plant hangers. See, may not look that great, but it's doing the job. Yep. And this side here, it's so beautiful. Just love all the blooms. My greenhouse is getting pretty crowded. However, there's always space, right? We make space. Anyway, thank you very much for watching my video. Enjoy the blooms, because I do. It's lovely. There's nothing better than getting the orchids to bloom and enjoying them. Thank you and have a great day. Enjoy.